4 days in, but you know, Dan spoke a little bit on my experience. I do have about 18 years in corporate D&I sector, as well as University of California, Berkeley, Yale University, New Haven. I come in as a set of fresh eyes. Sure, we're talking about the inspection that's coming forth, but and we talk about sustainable food, but what's sustainable for the human? What processes do we have in place? Who are we holding accountable on a day-to-day basis? So I just come in with that mindset that we always want to strive forward with that. I'm a foodie at heart, but unless we have these things in place, these processes and procedures, nothing else matters. And, you know, that's icing on the cake, as it says, but we want to progress with the food, but first things first. You know, in the last couple of weeks before I came on, they already put a lot of processes and moved forward in a lot of directions, but we're aiming to go above and beyond and hold that standard for all of you. You know, I welcome you to come by the cafe, have a cup of coffee with me, talk shop. If you have questions, you guys want to see anything, you're going to, you know, just pick my brain anytime. I'm always there. I do get a couple days off, but that's yet to be seen. Yeah, and just to keep it kind of short, but lastly, it's a privilege to be here on Roosevelt Island. I knew some about it, but then when I took the position, I really I Wikipedia'd it and did my YouTube research and everything, and it's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be at Cornell, and hopefully I can build a relationship with all of you. And thank you for letting me come up and speak a little bit. Thank you.
Hi everyone, how is everyone this evening? Great, awesome. Again, I just want to apologize on behalf of Constellation. It was a very unfortunate letter grading that we received, and too slow to react, quite frankly, in terms of we had already selected Chris as the general manager with the previous management that was here to remove that person and to bring in Chris. But also, again, working with in partnership with Cornell has been, you know, great couple of weeks in terms of meeting with the teams, putting practices and procedures in place. Part of my background is I worked with Iron Chef Jose Garces for the last 5 years. I just joined the company about 3 weeks ago, and my entire role is to put these processes and procedures in place across the company. So I have a very small portfolio. This is number 4. I have 2 other units in Philadelphia, and I also have 15 Central Park West as well. So, but if you don't know Constellation, formerly Star Events, food is our life. Food is exactly what we do between the Botanical Garden up in the Bronx, also, you know, Carnegie Hall, several of these other, you know, marquee accounts, and Cornell is right up there with them. And, you know, so we're, you know, very humble in terms of turning this around and making sure that we do right. And also, I think the action plan that we put forth, our hygienist that has come through has given us an A grading every time that he's been here. So I'm very excited to report that, as well as he continues to come by every week to ensure that we are holding up on our A grade. Even after we get our inspections, this is somebody that actually works with us in conjunction on a monthly basis. So we also use him and also another third-party inspector called Stereotac, which is very influential throughout the corporate world, if you will, with Aramark and some of the others. So lots of processes being put in place, and again, just wanted to thank you all for working with us through this time. Thank you. Thanks, Rob.
I do have a question. Is this hygienist that comes in every week, is that part of the new process, or is that something that was done previously when?
It was done previously, just not at this frequency.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was done previously with a third-party hygienist, yes, but not at the same frequency.
I guess not.
And one of the things, and I thought I mentioned it before, but they changed hygienists.
Oh, it's a new.
It's a new hygienist
okay.
completely.
Right.
So it was, the important thing to realize, we've changed the general manager, you've changed the senior leadership supervision, and they removed the third-party hygienist that we were using. And now we have a new one on board. That has been working with the company for years.
Yes.
But just not at this site.
Not
at this site.
okay.
And then, obviously, they were here for about a week and a half, and we'll be here about every week. Just to be clear on that, you're welcome.
Any questions?
Yeah, there's been an issue in the residential part of the island in Parkland about water potability. There've been questions about what the sources of the water were for both drinking water and for irrigation. And this has been going through REOC that's been reported in the island press, and I'm wondering if you've had any issues about sources of water for the island.
For potable water for us, for Bloomberg?
Well, in terms of the sources of water for irrigation on one side and drinking water on the other, because there's been some confusion that the record keeping through REOC has been inadequate, and there were some difficulties with water in drinking fountains that was in fact not potable. So, FYI.
Thank you, we've had no issues. Diana?
There was a new water main that was put in as part of the infrastructure, and it wraps around the entire loop road. So it was, I think, a 12-inch or 14-inch water main. So, I don't think that there's any cross connection or any contamination of waters from, that's being serviced into the canals. And we do, as you know, we do have a rainwater harvesting tank that we're collecting rainwater from the Bloomberg Center. It goes into our own private tank underground, and then that's used for gray water in this building for flushing of the toilets and urinals. And then when it's up to a certain level, it also is used for irrigation of the lawns that you see, the large green lawn that I showed in the photograph, where the geothermal well field is.
But it's a single source of water for both.
Correct. Yes. Well, one's rainwater and the other one's potable water that comes from the city of New York.
Also, I had a question about the Innovation Center. Are there any new tenants anticipated for the building? I don't know if that's.
That's not really me, but however, I haven't heard of any new tenants since our last meeting.
Judy, did you? My question, yeah, I understand where that came from, because the woman who runs, she actually owns a foundation on this island that rescues animals. She was told, not by Cornell, but by REOC, that there was a source of water being used that was not fit for human habitations. Cats were drinking from it, they could irrigate with it, but it could not be imbibed by human beings. And I don't know how that ended either, but it wasn't about Cornell, it was about REOC.
Very good. I mean, we'll certainly look into
Do
it,
you
but as
know-
Diana
but you
said,
know nothing about that?
we had a new water service put in with the city of New York, and
Inspected, accepted by the DEP, and we're all, yeah, it's all fine.
Other questions?
Are there any plans to change anything regarding the menu at the cafe?
absolutely. Yeah, there will be. One of my mantra to Chris was we really need to have that wow factor, and you can address that. I mean, Chris is a very survey type of guy. He wants to get the input from the immediate Cornell Tech community, from the Roosevelt Island community, see what's moving, see what's not, and really impress folks. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at seasons, we're looking at that sustainability word again. We have chefs within the company that are resources for us to, they're called the culinary innovators that are actually gonna come on site for a certain amount of time. I don't know what amount of time that is, but they're gonna be coming and support some of the menu changes and be an extra resource for the chef, so that the chef can try to sustain the current service while being innovative and have some extra support with that as well. And then hopefully we'll move forward from there, we will. Yep.
Okay, and also the previous management had spoken about putting in outdoor heaters on the patio during the wintertime. I was just wondering whether or not that was still on the agenda.
That is actually news to me. I'm not surprised. Gabe seemed to want to do, try to expand the happy hour business and the late season dining outside, but we can certainly look into that with portable heaters.
Great.
See where that goes.
Yeah. And also the previous management had talked about bringing in like local musicians to play outdoors at times. I'm just wondering if you guys are still open to things like that.
We're open to many possibilities. We have to wait and see. We're going to get Chris's feet wet, so to speak, and I really want to concentrate on our core function, which is delivering an excellent, consistent product, and then we can certainly take a look at entertainment and outside dining, kind of on the off season. Absolutely.
Great.
I'd be glad to audition for James. at some point.
You can be number one.
Excellent guitarist and singer.
Excellent guitarist. We'd be lucky.
Thank you.